doing that. And they just dedicate themselves. They're on duty 24/7. They come out in the middle of the raging, howling blizzards, storms. They take care of you. They save your homes, your lives. And if somebody is sick, 90% of the calls are just taking you to the hospital and saving your life. We have EMTs, which takes a tremendous amount of training. They give, and they give, and they give. We should thank our volunteer firefighters from the bottom of our hearts, especially if we've been taken off to the hospital and saved from dying, and saved our homes and the whole block. You know, you save one house, you save the whole block in most cases, and sometimes the whole village. It takes tremendous training and a lot of grit and determination, and you take away from yourself, your personal life, and your family, but you're giving back to your community, which is tremendously gratifying. With no more to say, I'm going to turn it over to Ron, and I want you, first of all, Ron, to talk in general about the fire departments here in Chautauqua County. What do we have?
Okay, thank you, first off, Reed, for having us here today.
My pleasure. Thank you for giving your Saturday morning up for the folks here in Chautauqua County.
Absolutely, and the opportunity to talk about the volunteer fire service. As you are very well aware, there are 42 fire departments here in Chautauqua County, and of those 42 fire departments, there are three other departments, three of those departments. One is fully career in Jamestown, and then two combination departments where they have career firefighters that work alongside the volunteers in those departments. Approximately 2,000 firefighters throughout the county, and most of those are volunteer. And an interesting statistic that you could put out there also, Reed, is that 80% of this country is covered by volunteer fire services. So it's not only unusual here, it's not unusual here to have a lot of volunteers.
Almost all in the Chautauqua County, you say.
Absolutely.
You probably have, what, a couple dozen that are paid, maybe. Even
no, there are more than that. I believe
more.
The city of Jamestown, I think, has around 40 or 45, and there's 25 in the city of Dunkirk, and I believe 8 or 9 in the village of Fredonia. And those are approximate. I'm not sure about the exact numbers.
The village of Fredonia and Dunkirk, they kind of combine with the volunteers, which you need. We have many different training programs. Now, you're basically in charge of training in Chautauqua County.
That is correct.
And you are, now what do you train them for?
Well, to be a firefighter, there's two different classifications that a firefighter in Chautauqua County could be put into. When they join their fire departments, the initial amount of training, if the support personnel, we have a program called Seed Support Operations, that course is 27 hours long, and it just gets the firefighter so they know how to set up on the fire ground, how to get the hose advanced, and to support the interior firefighters, which is the second classification of firefighters that we train, and that is the good-to-go firefighter that is going to be able to handle a lot of the other emergencies that we do have, whether it be a motor vehicle accident, interior structural firefighter, putting the air pack on and going actually into the fire itself.
And it's, of course, we need firefighters. That's your business, right?
Yes, that's
Dave,
what we're trying to do, yes.
Okay, what do you do? What are you doing to get firefighters? You know, first of all, everybody's an exempt firefighter. That means that back when they started the fire companies, they said, look, these guys are working a lot of time and everything. We can't pay them, but at least we can exempt them from their local taxes. And incidentally, that's what it was. So you were exempted. They did put a cap on that, though. They said if you got a $100 million house, we can't exempt you from all your taxes. Right. So we'll set a limit, now this is back in the 1800s, of say $50 worth of exemption, which would be the highest tax rate of anybody in the area. Well, they haven't changed it. So now, and I get $5, it's my total exemption, and the same with most firefighters.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
Yeah.
Now, I think Fredonia and a couple of the communities have said, oh yeah, there's inflation, it's wiped out this privilege, and incidentally, it's not a privilege. If you have a fire department in your village, you save millions of dollars in fire insurance. You save almost a third of the insurance cost for every house in the village. So they make a lot of money from your work. So the least they can do is give you a little tax exemption that's meaningful. That's gone for the most part. There is a $200 exemption that you get on your state taxes.
From the state, yes.
Yeah, and you get some college. You might talk about some of these things.
Yes, basically, we recognized that many years ago that our recruitment was falling as more and more members moved into our senior citizen groups. Our firefighters depleted.
Also, incidentally, used to be a man could work from 9 to 5, or a woman, and support a family. Most people now have 3 jobs. They don't have the time.
Many, yeah, and many times the husband and wife are out there working just to support the family today. So what we've done is we started a recruitment program. The Fire Advisory Board, in conjunction with Chautauqua County, started a recruitment program called the Our Fire program, where an individual could join a fire department and go to college at JCC and literally have their tuition paid for, and in return they worked 5 years as a volunteer member of a fire department, and it worked for both ends. The individual got their education to better themselves for a job, and at the same time they were able to volunteer services to their community, to their fire department, for 5 years and longer sometimes, and and it benefited both of us. So that's how it all started about 11 years ago. Just recently, we've extended that to include retention of our current members, so that everybody's getting here every day. People are getting laid off more and more, and or they're not being able to get ahead in their jobs. So with this retention program, they also can go back to school and get that cost reimbursed as they give service to their fire department, their community, and it keeps them, they can better themselves in their jobs.
So it's not only a big gift to your community, but you can also improve yourself in other ways. Are you a member of the fire department?
Oh, yes.
Okay, you are, I know.
Well, absolutely.
And so am I. So you're talking to 3 firefighters here.
Yes, indeed.
And we are fully aware of the privilege of being able to work for your community, but there is no other service where a person is on for 24/7 for years and years and years, totally unpaid, but giving major service, and incidentally, dangerous service. We lose in Chautauqua County a few firefighters every year in the process of doing their duties, and a lot of injuries. Hospitals are full of firefighters all the time because they do get injured. Fortunately, they don't get, they don't die, most of them. Fire safety. Now, that's a big program. Most fire departments give another way to their community, other ways than just fires. They give charitable donations, they help out with programs, they do a lot of extra work. They have the fire police who come out in other situations and help out. And one of the important things, I think, is fire prevention. Now, Ron, tell me, what can people do to prevent fires or deaths from fires?
Well, there's a lot of things, and I know we've actually gone out to, we've been on this program, we talked about heavily under fire prevention.
Right.
This time of year, there's the possibility of having solid fuel heating devices go afoul and having chimney fires. And actually, most recently, I believe in your community, they had a solid fuel heater wood stove fire that was caught on time, or in a good time, and the people were home and were able to evacuate the building and got the pets out. But the fire department got there, put the fire out, but the house got a extensive damage.
Yeah,
so you want to make sure if you're heating with solid fuel devices, if you're heating with wood, the people that do it on a regular basis know the exact things to do. But make sure
let me stop you just
Sure,
for a second.
absolutely.
Exact thing is you need 4 feet of brick where it goes through to the chimney, through the wall, and it's got to be separated in every way from the wall. You need a fireproof ceramic big tube through it, and then
Yes,
through
sir.
that you need at least a single double wall, stainless at least, pipe, so that you just don't have, most chimney fires aren't really chimney fires. They don't start in the chimney. They start in the sleeve going through your wall.
Yeah.
Because
sir.
it's not properly insulated.
That's right.
And it can cause extensive damage. And there are ways to keep your chimney clean, don't forget. Okay, now.
If I just want to piggyback with that, if you're not sure exactly what you're doing, or if you're going to install a solid fuel heating device, you repeat this again, you must have your code enforcement officer come and give its approval. So they aren't installed improperly or with material that should not be used there. This will help, protect
Get that permit and get the final
Absolutely, yes.
inspection. Otherwise, if you have a fire, you may not collect your fire insurance, among other things. and you may go to jail.
Yeah, we don't want to have that happen.
Yeah, well, if you're going to put in a fireplace, a fire burner, a wood burner, a pellet stove even, have it checked out by your local enforcement agent first.